crafters, tonight we're going to make a birthday number card using supplies found in the celebration brochure. We'll be using the Catching Butterflies stamp set to make our background paper and to adorn the front of the card. You can get this stamp set for free with a $50 purchase from the mini catalog or the annual catalog. We'll get our sentiment from the Special Moments stamp set, another free product found in the celebration brochure. You can get this stamp set for free with a $100 purchase from the mini catalog or the annual catalog. Hi, I'm Joan and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I created this video for Joan Simple Papercrafts found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week. Now give me a few seconds to turn the camera down so we can get started. Tonight we're going to be using the Catching Butterflies stamp set, which we got for free out of the celebration catalog, and I have that right here in front of me. It was on page 6. It's with a $50 purchase from the annual catalog or the mini catalog, and you get this for free. And then we're also going to use this sentiment from the Special Moments. That one we got for free with a $100 purchase from the mini catalog and or the annual catalog. Here's our number card we're going to be making. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you how to make this template so that you can reproduce these number cards as you need them. Hopefully by the time this is posted, I will have my blog up and running and you'll be able to get the numbers 1 through 5. But right now I just have the number 2 to show you. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw this on the template. Take a piece of heavy cardstock. I actually took this from the back of the dies because I have my dies put on magnets. So I'm just going to use this cardboard and I'm going to cut it to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm just going to use my trimmer. And this trimmer I really love because I can use it for scoring as well as cutting. And it keeps the blades right in the track. And then we will take a marker, and I've got just a pencil I'm going to be using. My first marking is this bottom line where I'm going to take 1 3/8 from the bottom. And I'm just going to make a mark here. And I'll do the same thing over here. And then we'll just draw a line from that portion. Actually, my ruler is 1 3/8, so we'll just use that. Then the next thing is I'm going to measure 1 1/2 from up in this corner and just make a tick line there, because what I want to do is I'm going to take this 1 3/8 portion here and draw a line connecting it to the 1 1/2. And I'm also going to do the bottom line. So we've got those taken care of. And next we're going to take this line up here, which is 2 1/8 from the top, and we'll just mark that with our ruler. And then we'll mark it all the way across. Then we're going to do the 1 3/8 on both sides, the left side and the right side. And since we already know that's the width of our ruler, I'm just going to put it on the edge of the card and draw just the very top line upward. And we'll do the same thing on this other side. Then I want to take a 4-inch circle. The layering circle doesn't have a 4-inch one, so I've got this from a different die set. I just need an arc that's going to do these outer portions up here, and I want to have them intersect at 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to, again, put a tick mark at 3/4 of an inch. And then I am going to just take the outer edge of the circle and draw my circle. And then we'll draw the second side. And I'm also going to use the same arc and draw a line down at the bottom portion here. And I just kind of eyeball it where I want it to be. So then we have one more to do. It's this inner circle, and that is this die here. And the circle size is actually 1 1/8 inch. So I am going to put this up here, kind of eyeball the center of it, and I want them to intersect right there. So that should be our template. So now what you should do is get your sharpest scissors that you have and start cutting this out. What I am going to do is I am going to try and use my trimmer for some of the long straight cuts. I am going to cut this portion right here, and I am going to take it starting about here. Oh, I needed to complete the circle downward. I didn't finish it. It should have gone down to this bottom portion there. So that's where I need to stop. And I'll come up short on that because I don't want it to go past that. Then we're going to bring this line here up into that portion as well, and I'm going to just start at down here and go upward. And then we'll do the same thing here. We're using the diagonal, and I'm just going to go close to where they intersect because I can always come in and finish with my scissors. And then we're going to just go at intersection and go outward. You can tell that nothing fell away, so I didn't really get a clean cut on everything. I'm going to use my scissors here to just finish this up. And I just have a little bit I need to clip there. And a little bit this way. And then we're going to just do this arc right here. And we'll finish off this arc. And then I'm going to try and get this circle cut really smoothly. Now that's our template. So now we'll take that template and we'll trace it out, but I want to show you this one. This one I did the long way, so it is a vertical card. And we're going to change it up and do it on the other way, and I'm going to use polished pink for the card base. So we're going to cut it in half at 5 1/2. I'm using our trimmer for that. And our trimmer has 2 blades on here. This is the cutting blade, and this one's the scoring blade. And I don't need to take it off. They will get all the way out of the way by either moving all the way up or down the track. I've got it set at 5 1/2, and I'm just going to score upward. Then we're going to turn it, and we're going to use the scoring blade at 4 1/4. And we're going to fold and burnish it on that score line. And I'm just going to use our scoring tool here to burnish it. And I'll burnish it on both sides to give it a nice crisp edge. So this card will open up this way. So we want to put our template on the front of it, and we'll trace this out. So we've got our 2 arcs at the very top. And then we've got our spot down here. And then the inner part. Okay, and I'm going to use our trimmer to get the bulk of this cut. And I'm moving the scoring blade out of the way. And I'm going to just place this on our cutting surface. And I've got the line laying in the track. So this line right here, I've got it in our track where we were either score or cut. And I'm going to just fold this down and just make sure that it's still in there. And it is. And I'm going to commit. And I'm just taking it up to where it starts to curve, and I'm just going to lift it up. We're going to go and do the next line. And I'm laying it down, trying to get that in the center there of this track so I can see it here, that the line's there. And I am just going to commit. And I'm not going all the way because I don't want to go past where we need to be. And then I'm turning it to do the bottom line. And I've got this point right here lying in the track and this lying in the track. So when I bring this down and I commit, one more. We've got this line up here, and I can come back over that because it's just in the circle portion. So, and let me do that one again because it didn't go all the way through because I'm going through 2 pieces of paper here. So you've got to remember to come down hard on that, press down hard so you can cut 2 pieces of paper. And it did cut through that time. So let me get my scissors out. So these are the same scissors I use when I do fussy cutting, and I'm just going to treat them the same way. I'm going to move the paper, not the scissors, and I'm just going to take this up where the 2 lines intersect. And I want to do it separately, so let's pull this out. And they probably are going to just pull away on their own, but I don't want to cut one deeper than the other, so that's why I'm doing separately. There we go. And then let's get this one taken care of. Another little snip here. Then we've got this. We want to just start curving it to connect with the circle, and then we'll just keep going around, and then we'll just catch these arcs right here and this little bit right here, and then I'm just gonna pick up all this paper here, get that out of our way, and I'm going to get our eraser and just get rid of our pencil marks. So I don't have very many on here, but where they are, I don't want them to interfere with the card. Should have had a piece of paper behind this because of all the crumbs that you get from the eraser. So here's our number card now. What we're going to do next is we're going to stamp the inside of the card using our Memento ink, and I'm going to use this stamp for the inside, and it says, "How many fingers are you?" That is not a Stampin' Up stamp, but it's for my 2-year-old niece. I think they'll probably forgive me. I'm going to just open this up, and we want to center that on the card. And I'm stamping at the upper right hand side of the inside of the card. And that works really well. And I'm going to just use some scrap paper to stamp off so that we don't get our Stampin' Scrub all muddy with the ink. And I will stamp these off on the Stampin' Scrub in just a few minutes here. So we've got our butterflies we want to do next. And I'm just going to do this in the upper left-hand corner of the inside of the card. And then we'll do in the center portion of the card. And then the bottom right-hand corner of the card. And it looks like the butterflies are upside down that way. Let's do it this way. And again, I'm going to just stamp off all that ink. And I actually didn't need to do that because I needed to do the front of the card. So let's ink this up again. And we will do the front left-hand side. And then we'll do the right-hand side. And we'll do the bottom corner. And now we can stamp this off. Then we're going to take our butterfly, and we are just going to stamp one right in the middle portion of the card. And then we'll stamp one more down toward the bottom portion of the card. And then we'll stamp off the rest of that. And then next we have is our girl that we want to stamp. And I'm going to stamp it this way so that I can see that I'm getting her stamped entirely without stamping the edges of the stamp sets. So right here I've gone off, and I don't want to risk stamping the card having that on there, so I'm just going to take my paper towel and get that excess ink off from there. And I am going to just do the bottom portion again just in case I wiped the legs clean. So there we go. And then we just want to center her on here. I'm going to put her more toward the top because I want to put another stamp underneath her. And we'll just stamp off the excess ink. And we're going to bring in that butterfly, and we're going to put it in the center of the butterfly net. I don't want to have excess ink on there, so that's why I'm just trying the paper. Okay, and the next thing we want is I'm going to cover this up because I don't want to stick my elbow in it. We're going to use our pear pizzazz to give her some grass to stand on. And again, I got it on the rubber on outside of the stamping portion, so I am just going to rub that off with the paper towel. That should be good. And we're just going to put this just below her feet. Have her toes just standing in the tip of the grass. And then just stamp off again. And I think we're done with the pear pizzazz, so I'm going to just close that up and step that away. And we have one more thing to do, but let's go ahead and clean these blocks right now. So I'm going to bring out our Stampin' Scrub. This side is where we want to spray the Stampin' Mist because there is raindrops there. And this side has a sunshine, so this is where we're going to dry the stamps. And I am just going to spray this up real quick. Next, we need to die cut what we're going to stamp our sentiment on. And I have our mini die cutting machine, and we're going to use the number 1 blade, the number 2, and the second number 2. And we'll need our paper. And we're using the ornate frame dies. And then we're just going to crank it off. And we're going to do a second one right away because we want to do it in black as well. So I've got the black one down, and I'm just going to turn it a little bit because then it won't crank so loudly when I'm going in. There shouldn't be as much of a pop when you're doing this. I almost felt like it didn't even cut. And as long as we're right here, we'll stamp that right away. We're going to use the Happy Birthday from the Special Moments, which is found in Celebration brochure. In that stamp set, you can get for free with a $100 purchase. And I am just going to bring in our Stampin' Scrub again and clean this stamp off real quick. So let's go ahead and start coloring. So let's do the inside first. We've got our light petal pink, and we're going to just do the butterflies. And I'm going to do with the nub, and I'm going to do all the inner portions of the butterfly. Then we're going to just bring in the dark petal pink. And I don't really want to do any shading, but I am going to color the center portion, the inner center portion, so that we have two different colors on there. And next I'm going to take our Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to give it a quick shake here. And I'm going to bring in our scrap paper because I just want to get it started by pushing these where it says push. Just want to make sure it gets started without giving me globs of ink like it did there. So I am going to probably not push anymore, and I'm just going to paint the wings, give it a little bit of shimmer. Now, this has a little bit of alcohol in it, so I'm just going to set it aside and let it dry while we work on the girl and color her in. I'm looking for the cap. There we go. So we'll use the petal pink on her, but I'm going to use the long brushes for her skirt. And then we're going to use the dark petal pink to give her some definition, basically some little shading in her skirt, and the pleats that are in her skirt. So I'm just going on the right side of the pleats to kind of give it a shadow effect. And we'll do the right side up here. And then I also want to give her a little heart. And I'm not very good at freehand, but we'll see if I can do a very good job. And I'm going to take this marker and outline that heart. Then we'll take our petal pink. We'll use the light first on her legs. And the legs are so small that I won't be able to shade them. Do the light. And the same thing for her hands. Then we can do her face. Be careful of the eye. You don't want to color the white portion of her eye. But if you do make a mistake and go inside there, you can use this chalk marker to color the whites of her eye. Or you could use gel marker that comes in white. Stampin' Up! No longer carries a gel marker, but you can probably find those at your local craft store. Then what I'm going to do next, I am also going to give her little pink cheeks, and I'm just going to take our dark petal pink and give her some cheeks, just like that. And we'll come back over with the light petal pink to have it blend in. And I'm going to go and do the butterfly that's in her net. I forgot to do that.
We were doing the butterflies before, so let's just get that one taken care of. And I'm using light petal pink, and then we'll come back with the dark petal pink to give it some contrast in the color. And then I'm going to use our Wink of Stella. And we have our hair left to do. So I've got 3 colors for her hair. I have crumb cake, which I'm going to do all of her hair in the dark crumb cake. And then we'll come back and do highlights in the dark soft suede and light soft suede. And I'm going to change this over to the nub side so that I can get some of these tighter spots. And then I've got a spot where I went out of the lines, and I'm just going to try and just push it back a little bit. And I'm just going to take off any excess color off from there. And so then let's come in with our light soft suede, and we'll use the nubs and just do a couple strokes. We may not need the dark soft suede. I think we're good with that. I am going to touch up a little bit more with the color lifter. So I think she's done. And we need to fussy cut her. Now what we'll do is we will turn the paper and not the scissors. So I am just going to start right here, giving her about 1/8 of an inch border. So it looks kind of like that she's been die cut rather than cut out. And I am just going to speed this up so you don't have to watch me and take up all your time here. So we've got her taken care of. Let's go back to our number and let's color the front of the card. Since we're going to be coloring the butterflies in the same manner that we did the butterflies on the inside of the card, I'm going to speed this video up. First we'll use the light polished pink for all the butterfly wings. Then we'll use the dark polished pink for the center portion of each of the wings. And finally, we'll top it off with a little Wink of Stella. So we've got all of those taken care of. I'm going to just give this another crease again. Feels like it doesn't want to fold properly. And then we'll put on the little girl with our dimensionals. And I am going to close this up. And you're going to want to store it this way rather than laying it down so that the paintbrush portion is up. So I'm going to take your pick tool and just pull a couple of these dimensionals off. And I've got some smaller dimensionals and get in those tight corners here. And I'm actually going to cut this one in half. I should have left it on the paper, but should be good. And we'll just use the take your pick tool to take off the backing. This one I'm just can't quite stab it because it's so small. But the rest I can just stab down in there. Kind of at an angle and just pick it right up. And I am going to trim this one off a little bit. And I forgot that we don't want to have the dimensionals on the back part of the net. So I am going to see if I can't pull them off. Got that one off. See if I can take this one off. And then I think I can just tuck this underneath here. It has foam in it, so it should be easy enough to manipulate. We'll probably get the rest of this using our eraser. And let's see if I can't. Then we'll just put a mini dimensional right underneath here. There we go. I'm just going to dust this off a little bit with that ecstatic. There we go. We've got to make our happy birthday yet, and then we should be done. And I'm going to use our multi-purpose glue, but I have it in this little glue bottle. Couple of dimensionals on the back, and then we should be done. Well, I hope you liked this project as much as I did. Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you enjoyed today's video, would you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji. That means you like it. And will you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or would like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Bear with me a little bit longer because I want to let you know of the promotions going on right now. Celebration is here. There has never been a better time to join and shop during Celebration. What if being creative was your job? Oh wait, it can be. Sign up to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator during the Celebration event and earn 2 free stamp sets of your choice, bonuses, and enjoy the perks that come with joining the Stampin' Up! Family. For more information, just contact me. Shop Celebration. For every $50 and $100 you spend, you'll earn an exclusive Celebration item for free. Depending on the amount you spend, you'll be able to mix and match the Celebration items you earn.
We have a stunning variety of stamp sets and designer series paper for you to choose from. Take a look now through February 28th. When you host a party with $300 or more in sales, or if you purchase $300 or more in sales yourself, you can earn the host stamp set for free. Take a look now through February 28th. For more information, feel free to contact me.
Mark your calendars. I'll be back next Friday, January 28th at 7 p.m. Central Time. We'll be making a Valentine's card from the new mini catalog, and I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.